Democrats planning 30-hour digital filibuster to try to stop Amy Coney Barrett being confirmed. Mrs. Murkowski had argued, like the Democrats, that the nomination should not take place so soon to an election. She said she was relenting, given Mrs. Barrett's sterling qualifications. Oh really? Barrett has spent virtually all of her professional life in academia. Until President Trump nominated her to the Seventh Circuit Court of Appeals in 2017, she had never been a judge, never worked in the government as a prosecutor, defense lawyer, solicitor general, or attorney general, or served as counsel to any legislative body, the usual professional channels that Supreme Court nominees tend to hail from. A graduate of Notre Dame Law School, Barrett has almost no experience practicing law whatsoever, a hole in her resume so glaring that during her Seventh Circuit confirmation hearing in 2017, Democratic members of the Senate Judiciary Committee were dismayed that she couldn't recall more than 3 cases she'd worked on during her brief 2 years in private practice. Nominees are asked to provide details on 10. Obligatory, https://twitter. com/vanatagup to cr/status/1307153104941518848. Republicans are setting a precedent that in the last year, you will not set a vacancy in the Supreme Court. That's going to be the new rule. Republicans set a new rule to block Obama and then in the next damn term broke their own rule. I don't care if you are liberal or conservative, we're all Americans and this kind of shit should piss you off because it's absolutely a threat and insult to democracy and America. Republicans will just unplug the network cable at the Capitol building and push her through. What is sad and telling in all of this is that instead of passing a coronavirus relief bill, they push for this nomination instead. It is very telling where their priorities are and aren't. What does digital mean? Dianne Feinstein. I say fuck it, filibuster that shit all the way until January. Welp, the Senate just voted 51-48 to break that filibuster. Just so you're all aware. In 2000, Bush v. Gore threw the presidency to George Bush. Despite it being a clear victory for Gore, it is widely considered a stolen election. On the Bush legal team, https://www.cnn.com/2020/10/17/politics/Bush v. Gore Barrett Kavanaugh Roberts Supreme Court/index. HTML, were, Chief Justice John Roberts, Book Kavanaugh and Amy Coney Barrett. Trump and the Republicans are doing all they can to get the integrity of this election called into question so that it can be kicked up to the SCOTUS, Supreme Court. Republicans of the United States, to once again decide, and we all know they're already committed to rigging it. Get ready for stolen election 2, fuck the people boogaloo. Good. I'm sick of the Dems trying to be perfectly cordial when the GOP never returns the favor. You're the party out of power, let's mount a decent opposition. Good. Since I'm a woman in my childbearing years, I appreciate any and all efforts to keep this low-rent Gilead clown from taking away my full human rights. I don't understand how people can let their hatred of abortion cloud literally everything else about an issue. Contact the Sergeant of Arms Office or OSHA and demand a safe work environment before any confirmations. Strike Senate/Capitol staff. Is there gonna be Red Bull instead of coffee? Or is Trump Jr. calling his coke dealer? Mitch does not look well. Update, it didn't work. The Republicans have really shown how view and treat your government like a shopping mall parking lot. The lines on the ground are there to show people where to park their cars to keep it orderly and fair to everyone who needs a space. But there's going to be assholes who park in 2 spaces, or 3, or more depending on how big of an asshole or how entitled they feel. So now that one person has parked across 6 spaces including 2 handicapped spaces, every other asshole thinks they are entitled to do the same. And since a parking lot isn't a road, you can't issue a legal citation, and the lines are there because of those who operate in good faith. You could try and call a tow truck, but really if every tow truck says they aren't going to do anything about it, what can you do? But she will be confirmed. There's nothing the Democrats can do outside of theatrics like this, because ultimately we the people, the voters, ensured that no result outside of the GOP getting what they want here was possible, since we gave Trump and McConnell control of the institutions that are relevant to this in 2016, and failed to take the second chance we were given in 2018 to flip the Senate. Let's learn a lesson from this for the future, and not react against the Democrats for not being literally perfect in the 2022 or 2024, 2026, 2028 elections and so on. Vote blue no matter who if you want things to get better, and vote red, or withhold your vote for purity bullshit, if you want things to get worse. It's that simple. Unlike an actual filibuster, which slows proceedings and can make an unpopular bill run out of time and therefore be blocked, the digital filibuster will not affect the outcome. Organizers say that for 30 hours they will post videos from advocates and personal storytellers every hour to tell senators to reject the nomination of Barrett. So it's in no way, shape, or form a filibuster. Why even use the word in that case? She has the crazy eyes of a suburban Christian Karen. I'm too familiar with those eyes, they give me chills. Such insanity brewing just beneath the surface. Why announce their time limit? It also is hoped by Republicans to give an electoral boost to Donald Trump, with only days until the country goes to the polls. How? Though the polling generally showed that the American public were against her confirmation under these circumstances. Surely all the people who want her on the court already support Trump. GOP turns the TV off. Okay, let's vote then. If Nancy Pelosi impeached Trump, the Senate would be forced to focus on that instead of Supreme Court nominations. So much for resistance. They should read the names of everyone who died from corona. After that, read the names of every business that has closed. That should last until January. Need to impeach and remove Kavanaugh in the first week if Dems sweep the Senate and POTUS. Then set term limits on justices and federal judges and toss one justice a year from longest term down to shortest over the next 9 YRS. Won't work. She's as good as confirmed. The only way would be for senators to flip their vote in a fuck you way, just like Graham and Cruz and all the other flip-floppers did. It's the only outcome I have hope for. Please have some senators with a spine and sense of humor to say to the other Republicans what was said to the American people. I'll never forgive this country if Trump is elected for a second term. Everything is just so futile. She's in, of course. McConnell's last fuck you to America, the evil bag of shit, and as far as SC judges go, there's nothing we can do but watch the fires build, with no water to put them out. She will help Trump and his lemmings try to steal the election, create havoc for weeks or months to come, and my ever-climbing stress levels will never be abated. There is no choice for Dems but to balance the court in 2021. Offer a court reform bill to Republicans. If they don't take it, add a half dozen justices. Hint, it's not an actual filibuster. The Democrats eliminated the filibuster for confirmations under Obama. It also won't stop the confirmation vote, and isn't even designed to stop it. It's just virtue signaling. I hope the digital filibuster is a 30-hour listing of Republican crimes committed during the Trump presidency and ones preceding the Trump presidency but related to other crimes committed during it. Too little, too late. If they thought that the process was a sham, then they should not have validated it by attending the hearings. Feinstein did a horrible injustice to the cause by praising Graham, which led to Barrett's poll numbers increasing with Democrats and independents. I'm all for them trying to stop this, but I think they made a huge tactical error from the get-go.